Hello, my name is Ray Salazar, and this is Morning Reel, a 3 minute or 4 or 5 or 12 or 100 minute or so podcast about films that I review, whether they suck, whether they're great, whether they're complex, whether they're basic as fuck. I've been getting submissions, or rather suggestions from all kinds of people, and what I'm going to probably do is, I guess from April and forward, I will choose one or two suggested films and review them. So keep on sending them, and you can send them at officialmorningreel@gmail.com. And if you just have any comments or questions, feel free to do that as well. I love reading and answering mail back. This is March, my birthday month. As I mentioned in the last podcast, I decided to review my favorite films. So for today is Edward Scissorhands, directed by Tim Burton, screenplay written by Caroline Thompson, who also shares credit with Tim Burton for the story of the film, starring Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, Diane West, Anthony Michael Hall, Kathy Baker, Alan Arkin, and I cannot forget Vincent Price, who sadly did not see the film when it came out because he passed away sometime prior to it. Sucks, but I'm sure he would have loved it. The music scored by Danny Elfman. Come on, man. Come on. This film was released in December 1990. Box office hit. Distributed by 20th Century Fox. What I love about this film is its music. The music is so in your face. It's there throughout almost the whole time in the film. You can tell that there's a style in it. You know, very European, very traditional sounding. I dig it. I love the wide shots in this film. And for a film like this, there's got to be wide shots. I mean, you're showing a man with talent, and talent that is displayed throughout the whole film. So why not give it a wide shot? And overall, I do like how Tim Burton just kind of gets you in your emotions by putting two opposites together and making it work, which is what the film is. You know, you got a girl who's very beautiful, comes from a loving home, loving family, suburbia, cheerleader or whatnot. And then you got Edward Scissorhands, who has scissors for hands, doesn't know what's right from wrong. He's been isolated. He's been very misunderstood, obviously. He's a loner. He knows nothing about the outside world. You put them together, and somehow they work. They made it work. In real life, it wouldn't work. That's a big flaw, but it's a fantasy film. This was during the time where Tim Burton's creativity was, to me, probably not at its complete peak, but it was like up there, dude. It's maybe like, I don't know, 500 feet away from the top of Mount Everest. That's where Tim Burton was at. There's a lot of blue in this film, even though there's a lot of pastel colors in this film. But I dig how the blue comes out. And obviously that associates with Edward and what it is and what it is about. I remember seeing this film when I was a kid, and I was frightened watching this film. I was scared of seeing a man who had scissors for hands. It just freaked me the fuck out, because when you look at it and you're a kid, it's kind of freaky, man. Kind of freaky. But that's the thing, like, and that's the whole point of the film, really. Like, you gotta see what's beyond, you know, or discover what's beyond. And I automatically, even without seeing the film, totally misunderstood the film and its character, because it is so much more than that. And looking at it when I was a teen, and then looking at it as an adult, you get to understand human emotions. You get to understand how people work and how they can use you or how they can lift you up. I mean, you learn all kinds of things like that in many, many other films, but I think this was one of the first films that kind of like got me into like thinking like that per se. And as far as like filmmaking is concerned, I just love the wide shots in the film. I love how everything is just not perfectly framed, but I mean, you feel so good when you frame a photo or when you frame a picture or when you set up a shot, and then when you look at it from a bigger point of view, something to be proud of, and you take that power and you just keep on going with everything else. And every time I would see a wide shot in that film or a full framed shot, it just makes me want to like do things like that, you know? Or not only that, just discover more about this Tim Burton or this type of genre of like romance and like people being misunderstood, shit like that. There's nothing much I could really say about the film. I don't want to spoil the film. It's a pretty basic plot. This is during the time where Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp were going out. They were the it couple. People thought they were never going to break up. They were beautiful together, so on and so forth. And to see them both on the big screen playing opposites, you just can't help but root for them, And that's funny because we're not rooting for them from the screenplay, but we're rooting for them from like who they are in the headlines. But don't get me wrong, they did a pretty good fucking job in the film, like acting, Everybody in that film is pretty good as far as acting. My favorite character is probably Alan Arkin's character because he's the dad who he has like dad jokes. He's just being a dad, and just like every other dad, sometimes he misses certain things, that only like teenagers can understand. And he does a pretty good fucking job at it. Diane West, man, God bless her soul. Fucking queen. Loved her in the film because she just plays that character who kind of doesn't give up on you. Will always treat you good no matter what. But don't cross her though, because she'll cut you off, man. My name is Ray Salazar. Follow me at Morning Shot Films on Instagram and YouTube. Follow, rate, and review Morning Reel. You can find that on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, even YouTube. Look at it at YouTube and leave a comment if you want. Next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to review. I think it's either E.T. or a film that Steftone of the Deftones recommended me to see. So that could be it. I won't tell you what it is. You'll probably find out a week from this release. Thank you for listening, and do what you got to do. Be yourself. Love yourself. Help others who are in need. Everybody should be loved. Everybody should be understood. Yeah. Bye.